Hey, everybody, and welcome to Intercontinental Group of Awesome 995 games as we play Urban Shadows. This is the point where Rich shows the book. This is not the hardcover because my wife has commandeered that one. Urban Shadows is by Andrew Medeiros and Mark Diaz Truman from Magpie Games. Yes, we are very into the Magpie Games thing. It's just kind of a deal for us. Sorry. I'm sure there are other games out there, but right now we're really heavy into the Magpie Games stuff. This is the first official session. We did character creation and brief intro scenes the last time that we met. And I get to do the thing where I play a character now because Alex is our wonderful MC. Alex, please take it away, my friend.
Well, I'm going to pass it straight back. Rich, could you introduce your character?
Oh, I see. Clever. Clever. All right, I am playing Moonseek. Moonseek is originally from Korea, although only briefly, and now lives in London because Urban Shadows is set in London. I am playing from the Dark Streets supplement, the playbook known as the archetype. The archetype known as the Revenant, and Moonseek was killed by some guys who are part of a mesh network thrill kill YouTube type deal, except, you know, because it runs on a mesh network, really bad things happen, like murdering someone on film. And he has a particular daemon or demon that brought him back, and it inhabits the body of a dog. And the dog's name is Murky, and Moonseek can hear Murky. Can hear Murky's voice. We're not sure if anyone else can. And Moonseek works as a courier, and he is real damn hard to kill. And he does have a gun because we're in London, so he has a taser. That was the other decision that I made. That is Moonseek.
And I will then go to Jan.
Hi, I'm playing Shadi Barzani. She is a scholar. That's the playbook. Of Iranian descent, but has lived in London most of her life. Was always a bit of a trader in strange old stuff, and at some point ran into some magical stuff and has been pretty caught up in that ever since in the last 10 years.
And Jen.
All right, I am playing Imogen Horniman, the vamp. She runs a nightclub called The Killing Jar. She's a little bit old money, but also ambitious, likes to work, likes to meddle. She's currently trying to get hooked in with with a new booking company for her front of house operations, so that more interesting and more destination making shows can make their way into her venue. And she has some back of house stuff that she's concerned with. She also does a certain amount of shady supernatural object trading, which is pretty easy for her to funnel through because the Killing Jar features a lot of curiosities on its own, simply as decor. So it's filled with artist installations of bizarre fake taxidermy and the leftovers of different naturalist societies with large colorful beetles preserved under glass and that kind of thing.
Okay. I think I want to look into this the back of house dealings. Because you say you kind of host brokers. I mean, is this like you have brokers come in for trading, demon giblets? That was the phrase that was used in the character
Yes.
sheet. Is this a kind of a VIP only by invitation, or is this like just word of mouth for the right kind of crowd?
I mean,
and is this
I
like
don't see
specific
a
nights?
particularly stark separation between that VIP, selected customers only, and word of mouth.
Yeah. Okay.
Sort of exclusivity. That's its own kind of thing. So yeah, in general, I smuggle and broker deals for supernatural exotica and ephemera, where it's like somebody finds something and I know just enough extra stuff to be like, oh, that estate sale has some wizard's kit in it. And
you keep track of the lineages of like, that could be a, yeah.
And also just the weird, silly shit that people used to get up to before science was particularly professionalized.
Yeah. And there's a lot of alchemy and mysticism mixed in with the natural sciences and
Yep, and
natural philosophers.
Yes. Yep. And somewhere in my nightclub is a magic mirror, which I still don't have a strict idea of what it does.
So is this your dealings, like back of house dealings, is this more of a, do you set like okay, I'm going to meet with some people, we'll do some deals this day? Or is this like, people getting a call through my, Boodle, my wife's getting a call through her phone, but it's going through my iPad as well. Gone. Yeah. Is this like people just come to you during the general running of your club and we'll just go, okay, I've got a deal. Let's go in the back and talk about it?
Sometimes, but in general, if the way it usually works is if I have a good lead on something, I'll get the word out that I am doing a back of house sale at such and such a time. And, it's usually the dead times for a nightclub. So, Sunday.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What have you set up a meeting for today?
Let's see. Well,
is this an estate that's auctioning off its things and you've got a link or something, or something else?
I mean, if they're meeting in the club, then I'm probably trying to sell something. And if I'm leaving the club, then I'm trying to buy something. Which do you think is more interesting for you as the GM?
I'm going to use my flipping a coin.
It's a good method.
3 and 4 are leaving. You're
all right. Cool. So, so yeah, I'm going out to an estate sale. In the extreme wee hours of the morning after things have closed, because that's when you're actually going to make the best purchases.
A question was brought up in the chat. Are we doing the starter session move or not? We could do it, but trying just to give rumors extra information to things that have already going on, stuff that's already in character sheet. Nothing, not bringing anything new, but just a little bit of world building. Or we could just skip that. Is there a show of hands?
My one thought is that because of the peculiarities of advancement in this game,
You would like it.
Drives the XP.
Yeah, I just want to be able to fact.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
just because it drives the XP that it's like, maybe.
Okay, we'll very quickly. Who do you trust the least?
Who are you addressing?
Jen. No, Imogen.
Okay, cool. I probably made a mistake giving this character the name Imogen. I just really like it, but it also shortens to Jen.
I could just call you Hornyman.
I could change my character's name to Emma Rich.
Nah, don't do it.
Okay, I won't.
Well, maybe yes, do it. But anyways, goodness.
It's fine if it's the same person.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, I don't think like anything's changed since last session with who I trust the least, so it's still shoddy.
Mortality.
Okay. That's gonna be fun. Hey. Let me do it.
All right. Well, I made it yellow. Now you have to make knight back to yellow as well, so we've got them marked.
Can I have two things marked at the same time?
Yes, because once you've got all four marked, you get an advance.
That's when you get an advance. Yeah.
Oh God.
But
Yes, yeah, that's what I meant by the peculiarities. Yeah, there's
okay.
no XP in this game.
Okay.
So you're thinking something that is a rumor.
Maybe we should delete the experience thing on the character sheet.
Yes.
That is
That might-
really
yes.
smart. Whoops.
Moonseek. Who
Or
do you trust the
next.
least?
It's shoddy.
What do you want Shadi?
There we go.
What's Shadi taking? Highlighting, marking words.
Anything but wild, please.
Well, it can't be wild because it has to be something that isn't marked already.
Okay, cool.
Knight.
All right.
And Shadi.
I'm still.
And you
picking
can't
Imogen.
choose Shadi.
No, I'm still. I know. we talked about this last time. I'm still picking Imogen.
All right.
Something other than power.
Yeah, of course. All right, I'm going to try to be nice and do mortality.
Not necessary, but.
And I would like a rumor of a conflict. Something that's a rumor of one of the conflicts that we've got in play. And we'll see how you have some information or are brought into it or have a debt based on your roles. So, mortality. I think we defined the
Wait, whose mortality?
Imogen.
Okay.
We've got the mortality. And I think that was did we define the Excalibur group as being mortal?
I think weren't they power? I thought they were power.
I think they were power, yes.
Yeah, isn't this the group with the Immortals Only nightclub?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Actually, we didn't. I don't think we actually chose anything based on that. What the Excalibur group was, beyond it being power, which I mean, it could very well be.
Right.
The only immortals I can think of are a lovely little camera and YouTube group who make interesting videos.
Well, I mean, I think
But I mean,
it's kind of interesting seeing what they've been doing lately
yeah.
since they had a shitty plan to get more famous and get more clicks by killing Munseek. How has that worked out for them in the months since?
Oh, what rumor have you heard about how it's worked out for them? Have you heard a rumor of what they're doing? If you need some time to think, we can. If anyone else has their rumors.
Yeah, I think I need a little time to think. I also need a little time to step away for a minute. So I will.
Premature muting, but yeah.
Yeah.
Too soon. I will be listening, and I'll be back soon.
Yeah. Should I call on, or does somebody have a rumor or want help with me going through what we?
I have a rumor.
Yeah.
First of all, I threw in chat. I think we should probably name it.
Yeah,
my top three are KillTube, Death Hub, or Slay.com. Any of those strike fancies?
I think I can't imagine them having the most wonderful name. I imagine it being a bit shit.
Yep, I can
and
see that.
KillTube.
KillTube sounds fun to me.
Yeah.
So KillTube is going through a round of funding through Bitcoin right now, and they're offering like backer levels for KillTube that get special avatars and the like on, and
Is this,
they're not. Yeah.
Just to be clear, Knight is the faction you've marked, so it's a rumor about Knight.
Cool. So the rumor is that the Knight faction is buying up a lot of backer levels because they think it's going to give them a level of control.
Oh, nice. Do you know if it's a specific? Are we talking werewolves, vampires?
Oh, vampires.
Vampires.
I kind of imagine a vampire like this Bitcoin thing. Purchase many of those to give to this KillTube so that we may control them. Because money makes the world go round. We understand this. Meanwhile, KillTube's like, give them a backer level. Good, good. They get an special avatar pick. Take the money and burn through it. Or maybe not. That's just my theory.
Okay. And Shadi.
I think I'm just going to tie mine back into the previous one, because I think since the Arcane Network is part of the Materiality Group, I think they're all getting into Hizzy because of this assignment that's been dropped by some powerful people.
There's infighting.
I think there's going to be some infighting between the different scholars all over the place to try and get their way to the artifact that is up for grabs.
Okay. You can now do a roll with the faction stat.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see.
For me, it's a 10.
Okay. So you've either got a debt on someone in that faction, or a useful piece of information, or equipment, your choice. The equipment can't be a comb. Oh, it could be a fake comb, actually. If you, I will allow that.
Let's
have you got managed to get a lead on this, or? I mean,
Depth or someone in that faction or useful piece of information and equipment.
And while
I'm probably
Shadi's
going to go
thinking,
for a depth.
depth.
I'll think about it, but
Yeah. If you look at your colleagues in your network of scholars, you give one of those a thought. And Moonseek?
Yes.
Have you got a roll?
I don't know. Am I supposed to roll with night?
Roll, yeah, night.
Okay, just making sure. I rolled a 12, my friend.
Okay.
Wow.
You're prepared for this. You've got a debt on someone in that faction, or a useful piece of information, or equipment. Your choice.
Oh yeah, I think I'm aware of one of the vampires that are making significant investments in KillTube. I'll just kind of lean into that rumor because, of course, I am hunting the people running KillTube.
See, so again, you've got a useful.
I'm aware of one of the vampires that's backing KillTube heavily. Is that a cool?
Okay.
Is that enough useful info? Like maybe I know them and I know where I can find them.
Yeah. You've got a. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, and yeah, have we got a roll or / rumor for Imogen?
you have to roll with the faction that was marked for you.
Yes, so that would be
Mortality. Yep. Heard that Brother Eric has been very busy going to a lot of different meetings, traveling with more people than usual. Seems to be pulling a few things together. Well, that's a 5.
Okay. Well, I feel. Let's just make sure I. Well, yeah. You said you were going to a buy. Well,
going to an estate sale, yeah.
An estate sale. What kind of who is it who's died?
Let's see.
This can be thrown out to the group if anyone has suggestions.
Well, it's the kind of person who would have an estate sale. So
yeah, money involved.
Well,
or at least
money involved, but not so much money that they'd never sell anything. They just move it to one of the 5 houses that's possible to move it to. So there's a strata. Probably an old, like, World War II veteran. Somebody who was an officer during the war and managed to bring a lot of different memorabilia and material from the continent.
I think when you arrive, they've cleared out a large like parlor room, greeting room. Cleared out all the chairs aside and set up rows of chairs to set up this little kind of auction. There's a guy who's got a little lectern deal and a little table where an assistant is placing items out as they are up for sale. First few items, I'm sure, are nothing that's I think going to attract your attention. There's some just general World War II memorabilia, I think not the kind of stuff that you're into. As you sit down and some stragglers arrive, one of them you see as Brother Eric. He kind of steps away from the group, and I think there's somebody sitting next to you already, but he's like, "Oh, do you mind? I just want to talk to my friend here." Yeah. There's a good chap. He almost kind of moves the person. I think he's a fairly big guy, Brother Eric.
Sure, okay.
Not like built, jacked, muscled, but he's large, large, booming,
like tall,
barrel-chested,
wide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just his size is enough to be intimidating. He doesn't need to be particularly built, muscle-wise,
right?
To be. And so, even though he's kind of gently, just it's
gentle, but it's inexorable.
Yeah, this thin little Weasley man is just like, yeah, okay, I'll move over here. He's like, he rubbed his hands like, Imogen, fancy seeing you here.
I do appreciate antiques. I'm always in the market for curiosities.
Oh, yes. So, I'm sure, World War II? That's not what I mean. Not really your scene, is it?
If I wrote it off immediately, I could quite possibly miss out on some tremendous find. After all, life is long. This fellow went to the war, but he could have had other interests.
No.
Soldiers get to travel, and travel leads to discovery.
Just trying to steal the deals out from under me, aren't you?
Every time. What about you? Have you got some patriotic streak that you're stroking out here?
I'm just looking for a bargain, He just puts his hand up to bid, like he doesn't.
Like offhandedly, like he doesn't even know what it is.
He just hands up, and you hear the number to the large gentleman. I think next item what would be something that would spark your interest? Something you would.
Journals and paperwork, honestly. Like either that or something very decorative that I think would be interesting to have at the club. But if it's literally just like box of papers, lot A, then yeah, I would raise my hand.
Yeah.
Because I love the gambles. You find really interesting shit when you do that.
I think this is when you hear the, and now lot A, assorted journals, papers, and this box. Yes.
Yep, just some anonymous looking bunker box.
Yeah, it's full of like leather-bound books and
maybe the occasional photograph.
Yeah, there's some photo album. They all look very aged, and a couple of rolled up scrolls, and there's some stuff of looks like there's some stuff that is not something that he's probably bought and not written himself. Any takers? Brother Eric is hand straight after you. I mean, possibly might be worth interest. I mean, I could always scrub out all the text, sell it onto some yuppies. Like a fancy journal.
Then buy half a cow. That was easy.
Oh, then it doesn't have the hipster factor.
Lie. That's the best way to attract hipsters. Bake the paper in an oven. Make up a story about how you got into a bidding war with somebody over them. And there you go.
He seems determined to outbid you.
Honestly, I keep bidding up until I see sweat on his forehead, and then I stop.
I feel like this is an act under what's the?
I think it's a keep your
keep
cool.
Your cool. Yeah, this is keep your cool. This is
all right.
You want to avoid this falling on you, I guess. If you.
Yeah, if I push it too far.
Yeah, you don't want it to like, oh, I pushed it too far, and then, yeah, you're welcome.
Yep. Yeah, I don't want to lose this game of money chicken, essentially. I guess you keep your cool with
A spirit.
Oh, good. I'm bad at that. Time to reveal the dice and see how I did. Okay, a 7. I'll take it.
I think you're gonna have to like definitely push past the yeah, that's a boring cost.
I mean, he could just see what I'm doing and carry some kind of grudge.
Yeah, I think
it might put me in debt to him.
It's not going to put you in debt, but it's going to be the grudge is much more serious than you would imagine over just a little bidding war if you're going to do this.
Sure.
Yeah. Are you going for the buy or are you going to Or are you gonna?
Oh, I'll let him have it.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
After all, this money that I could spend on getting it stolen from him.
Yeah, he ends up. It's like you suddenly stop your bid as he's like expecting. He's like so expecting you to do another bid, and you don't. And you see his face go red. He takes like a deep breath. And he just Imogen. Till next time. You can see like a little throbbing in the forehead.
Have fun with the hipsters, Brother Eric. And I pat him on the arm a couple of times and walk out to my car.
Yeah. Before you go, though, you hear another. You see, he sends one of the group to quickly collect his purchase, and he starts like stomping off, and you hear another call for Lot B, journals and paperwork. And as that word is said, there's definitely this. You actually, as Brother Eric gets the door, he just boots this little sign saying, this way to the parlor for the auction. And the time of just kicks it and then just keeps going out the door.
Well then, I suppose I'll stay for a bit and bid on Lot B.
I think no one else seems to be bidding for this now. I think the only interested party in that
has blown out.
Blown his funds on. I think, yeah, he was trying to get you to, lose that game of chicken and leave him clear.
When you hold an auction, you hope that you get two people who can't stop themselves.
Okay. You have now got this box of paperwork.
I sign for it and agree to be billed and walk out.
Moonseek, where did you head after you had to leave your flat? Was that at the bidding of your demon?
Yeah. I think Shadi might be able to tell me a bit about this particular creature. He was a tall, thin, blonde-haired individual.
Yeah.
Did Murky give me information about him? I thought I tried to roll face to a name, but it's slipping my mind a little bit what I got from him.
You didn't get a name. I think you did. Murky did say that it would be somebody from below.
Okay.
Beyond that, so I mean, it's. I think you got that it was a wild faction. Demon Fae. I mean, but yeah.
Okay. Wild faction Fae. All right. I left my phone behind, if I remember correctly, so I couldn't take a picture. That sucks. Yeah, I want to find Shadi.
What did Shadi go to do once.
Shadi is going to consult with her arcane network. So might be off to Charing Cross, something like that.
Yeah. So do you tend to go to like there? You actually physically go around, which I think is more interesting than phone calling.
Going to see people.
Is there anyone particular that you would be interested in going to see first?
Well, considering my role, I suppose that it's interesting to go see Lady Morlov.
Hmm. What's up? Because I haven't seen this. I can't remember the move. It's
Okay, so there's a couple of moves I can do with my arcane network.
Yeah.
I can hit the streets, or I can cash in a debt, or I can refuse to honor a debt.
So you're hitting the streets?
I was initially going to hit the streets, yes, and I might have to cash in a debt if she's not cooperative.
Yeah, I would like you to. Sorry, it's jumping around a little bit for me. I'm trying to find the move.
It's on the so if you go to the Dark Streets books and it's under the Arcane Network, there's 3 bolded.
Have you got it in your character sheet?
Yes, on the holdings and stuff.
Yes, I see.
I'll bold the.
So you can roll with mind instead of mortality. You would mark mortality as normal if you've got mortality as a not marked.
Exactly. But they're already marked because that was the. So I will roll plus mortality. That would be an 11. So let's have a look at hit the streets.
So when you hit the streets to get what you need, name what you're going to. Name who you're going to and roll with their faction. On hit, they're available and have the stuff. On a 7 to 9, choose one.
Well, so I'm going to go for Madame Morlov. And I mean, I'm sure she won't have the actual comb, but you know, maybe you could.
I mean, it says she. I'm willing to put that item in play. Because I mean, there wouldn't be any repercussions for you getting that item. So are you going for that comb?
Oh, I mean, I'm definitely going there for that. Yes, I mean, I'm looking for that specifically.
Yeah. What does how do you imagine Lady Morlov? I mean, what's she operating at? Where's she operating out of?
I think she has a very fancy, like 17th century apartment. Like it's fancy as fuck, and it's got like leatherback chairs, and it's like you have to. It's just a like downstairs. You just buzz in, and it's easy enough. But then, you know, guard at the door.
Yeah, I think in like full. I think the guard at the door is in like the doorman livery.
Mm-hmm.
Is it
A gorilla in a fancy suit.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'm familiar with him.
Yeah.
It's good to see you, Reginald. I came
Miss
to see
Barzani?
Madam, of course.
Yeah, nonsense. Miss Barzani. May I inquire what this is in relation to?
I'm looking for an item, as always. Is there any other reason why we ever see each other?
You get a little smile from him that breaks his professional demeanor. Of course. And would he lead you, you think? Or would he just like...
Yeah, like he'd probably lead me a bit, and then probably
yeah.
do an announcement and
Yes. Miss Shadi Barzani. I think as you come in, there is a living room. There's two ornate chairs set up by a fireplace, and in between the chairs is a little table set up with, very antique tea sets, and a little small, that was a little multi-level cake.
Yes.
And sandwiches, I think.
Scones and sandwiches.
Yeah, exactly. I believe, I think, and in one of the chairs is a woman at least past 60. I think a slightly indeterminate age, because I think she wears her years well.
I can imagine.
And Shadi, come in. Sit down.
It's always good to see you, Madame Morlov.
Oh, of course.
Oh, don't mind if I do. Grab my two little sandwiches.
Now, forgive my impertinence. Selling or buying?
Bye. Well, searching.
Oh.
Perhaps you've already heard of it. I think it's making some rounds. Perhaps they haven't contacted you.
Is this the comb?
Yes.
I heard Perez was threatening to cut Zangi's throat.
Interesting. Yeah, I've mostly heard about Miss Locke looking for him as well.
God.
But
Yes. Insufferable.
Well, aren't we all? So what have you heard about it?
What is the debt that you have on her? What did you do for her?
I think I'm holding on to something for her. Like something that she doesn't want in her house. And it's probably dangerous, and it's in my house, and I'm sort of going, sure, as long as she needs. But I'll need a favor in return.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know me. I can't. I'm getting on there in years. It's hard for me to get out of that. So I've been letting the others squabble and.
Oh, of course, I know that you're far beyond squabbling.
Well, we do have to give out an air of respectability.
Of course. We're professionals, after all.
I know you understand. I think she's holding back.
Hmm.
By the way, Moonseek, you don't have your phone on you. I mean, I'm sure there's a few. Actually, would there be? No, we're not going for real London. We're going for movies and book London. I think there would be some telephone, a few, like the red, or not those ones actually, but the slightly more modern one, which probably still doesn't exist anymore anyway. But we'd have BT, British Telecom on, and it would have something a bit more in line with the old phone booths that America would have from the film Phone Booth. I mean, if you remembered your numbers, you could maybe.
Yeah, I think if I have that option, I would definitely give her a call, because she's not doing anything interesting that I'd be interrupting, of course. I mean, maybe she is. This is more important.
I assume you get a call coming through on your phone.
If you don't mind.
Oh, of course not.
And I look at her for a second, like, yeah, I can probably have this conversation with her. It's fine. Yes.
Shadi, this is Moon. I need some information.
Make it quick.
Okay, where can I find you? I've just been run out of my flat, and there's a bit of trouble. I need to identify someone.
Oh. Well, I'd say if you give me. Where are you now?
Look around, and I'm probably like a block away from my flat, so I just give the cross street.
Okay. So how about you take the underground to Charing Cross, and I will meet you there in, say, 15 minutes?
That works. I will see you in 15 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear. I will see you then.
So do you? I hope hope nothing's wrong.
Oh no, I don't think so. It's just an associate. I need some help. But yes, and now I'm looking into what move is better to use, because there's persuade an NPC and there's cashing debts, and
I mean, cashing debt gets you just like, don't you get the thing?
oh yeah, that's true.
There's read as well.
I just noticed that persuade an NPC is on hard, so yes, I'll definitely cash in on a debt. Because my heart is -2.
I mean, to cash in a debt, you have to name the debt.
Yes, I'm definitely just going like, well, let's that old book that I'm holding on for you, and it's starting to become a bit of a nuisance. It's honestly I'm much more willing to part with it than keep it much longer, but that's sometimes it's much better if you can hold on to something else that makes it forget that you have other items to worry about. So. Mm.
What do you want, Shardy?
Any information about the comb that you have?
Reginald's mom? Go and get it. Mom. Just do it, you old sod. And she reaches under the table and like pulls out a little hip flask. I expect you to keep that book.
Oh yes, and I expect that there's going to be problems.
Look, honestly, I'm kind of relieved to be rid of this.
With so many people looking
And
at it.
we're friends. So I will not be mentioning this transaction to anyone. But things get out. So
Yes. Don't worry. I don't remember where I would have gotten it. Anyway.
Reginald comes in with a small like cigar case type, and with two hands, hands it over to you. It's got like a little silver latch and trim around the sides.
I mean, I definitely flip the latch and open the box and look inside.
Inside, there's like a little cushioned fabric, and just resting on it is this comb, made from bone.
I just close it again. I mean, you know, if there's no honor between the arcane network, then where else can you find honor? And
Do you say that out loud?
I suppose, yes, I do.
Well, I think we're a special case, so I really hope you don't go expecting honor amongst the others.
Oh, I think that everyone honors their trades at least, if nothing else. And
do you honor your trades?
Of course.
Slight smirk.
I 100% mean to like honor this.
Yeah. So do you go off to meet Moonseek after this, or?
Yes, I'll say my goodbyes. Thank you very much because this is worth a lot to me. And I'll head over to Sharon Cross.
Thank you. Yeah, it's I say it's pretty busy. You have to. There's a lot of commuters coming through.
Tedious, especially since I'm still carrying some other items as well. Oh.
But yeah, you'd eventually see Moonseek. Like he's quite striking.
Yes. I'm sort of clutching onto my bag a bit more carefully than I normally would be.
Or does Moonseek kind of try and hide and just watch from the sides, or is he somebody?
I think he's trying to stay visible because he's meeting someone, but is watching the crowd very suspiciously because it's kind of out in the open, so that could be very bad. Shadi, thank you for meeting with me. This has been a very unexpected. There was a creature, I think a demon, that came visiting, and I have only that I've seen it. I unfortunately had to leave so quickly that I left my phone behind, did not take a picture of the creature, but it was tall, perhaps, and Rich knows that Moonseek would know meters and gives meters an appropriate thing to have created the meter thing in here. It is. Hold on a second, my friends. I will. Approximately a meter tall.
A meter tall.
1 meter tall,
right? 6.5 feet is 1 meter. Is that wrong?
No, that's wrong.
Okay, I did the thing.
Maybe add a meter.
2 meters tall. Okay, hold on. Let me see what.
That's closer by, yeah.
That's weird. I guess
a meter is like a hobbit.
Metric sabotage.
A meter is like 3 feet.
Yeah, that's Frodo.
By a lot.
I just put the number in, dude. I'm sorry, the thing didn't work. Yeah, when you put in, it's always.
I mean, it was a big long coat. Maybe it was 2 hobbits. Sorry.
Maybe it's the spaces there. Hold on, let me see if I can fix this. No.
Let's say 2 meters.
Now it seems to be okay. Oh, it doesn't go into fractions. That's why it's only doing it in whole meters. So it must be.
Oh wow, that's terrible.
So he's either 1 meter
You're
tall,
either 1
2
or
meters
2.
tall, or 3.
Well,
that's
a bummer. There's a rounding function there. Okay,
you might be able to change the decimal, yeah.
Maybe I'll just have to Google it next time. Okay, if I remember correctly, it was like 6.5 feet tall. So that in meters. Rail thin, long blonde hair. Murky says that he was a member of Wild.
What makes you say demon?
Something about his affect. I could be wrong.
Have you explained Murky to Shardy?
Yep, don't know if Shardy believes me, but yes, I would have explained.
The dog is obviously sitting there beside Moonseek.
I think Shardy totally goes like, it's a dog. I'm glad you think that's more important than that.
It tilts its head slightly. That's when you say that. I don't think she believes you yet.
That's fine. She gives me the information. We're saying that out loud, so it's like still weird.
It could be something else.
Granted, that's why I've come to you, because you're an expert.
Well, if you'd brought me anything that belonged to him, her, them.
It was male identified.
It's their belongings speak more to me than your vague description. But just from the description, I would not specifically think towards demon right away. It could be one of the fair folk or something else entirely.
True. Murky said that, and I looked to the dog, from the underground. From below. Yes, said he was from below.
From beneath, yes.
Beneath. Murky, do you mean beneath as in the underground, as in the Fae, or do you mean from below as in hell?
Both may have issue with us.
I see. That's very helpful.
Thank you.
It could be one or the other.
Yes. Right. That's
exactly what you said. Yes, I'm agreeing with you.
And you were driven out of your home.
Yes.
And now you are looking for a place to stay, or?
I was considering that Imogen would have some space for me. I'm not worried about that. I'm more interested in understanding who might be pursuing me.
Well, if you had more to describe them or something that belonged to them, I might be able to help more. My first instinct would go towards the other sides. I wouldn't directly go towards hell myself, but it's not out of the question.
Murky's ears twitch and starts looking around, scanning the crowd.
I'll do the same.
I do not, because I don't care what the dog is doing.
I'm trying to think of the... You could let it out to extend your senses, supernatural or otherwise. I mean, it's not... I don't feel it's a place of power. It doesn't feel... It's not like a location owned by a faction of... So that doesn't feel
that makes sense.
Right.
I will roll to let it out and extend my senses.
That's rolling with spirit.
I got an 11.
Ooh.
So let's see. It looks like let it out.
Ignore the corruption.
Or choose another from the list. So you can have two of those things, or one of those things plus no corruption.
I'm marking corruption.
Yeah, so you can have two things. Would you like to see what your senses gain first?
Yes.
Good choice.
By the way, how do your when you extend your senses, is this like you can just suddenly everything is super detailed, things slow down in time?
Yeah, I like that. That imagery pleases me.
Yeah, so I think everything kind of comes, everything just slows down into slow motion. You can look around and take in everything. And
you see slowly one of the eyebrows of Jetty raise while she's looking at your dog like...
Yeah.
The sound engineer mixes in just very subtly like some sound effects from the $6 Million Man.
I think you get like it's like a muffling of sound,
Nice.
like that kind of sound through water.
I love that. That's really cool.
And you pick out way through the crowd. There's lots of people between you and them. 3 figures, all with that pale, almost white hair. They're not as tall as that other figure, but they definitely have that kind of tall, willowy feeling. They're not coming in a straight line towards you, but they do definitely have, they are searching.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take +1 forward on my next roll as my second option. Mark that corruption and tell Shoddy there are 3 figures over there looking exactly the same. So perhaps we'll get something from them. And then I'm going to try to pull a fade and leave Shoddy there to watch, hopefully.
What are you trying to do with this?
Well, yeah, I'm not trying to escape because I'm hoping to hear. Yeah, I'm just trying to hide and see what Shoddy can figure out. If they're looking for me, I don't want to be found.
I think for the moment you're able to like pull into. I mean, how do you imagine? Are you like finding an alcove? Are you just keeping people between you and?
What if I
these
swap
figures?
the option instead of choosing taking +1 forward on my next roll, since there isn't a hide? I mean, there is mislead, distract, or trick, but that's a little weird one. And I suck at mind. What if I take definite hold of something vulnerable or exposed? I take definite hold of the fact that they don't know where I am for this. Does that seem fair?
Yeah, I imagine you can. I like the imagery of you just being able to step back, like moving behind somebody and just keep the motion. And so you're just like, from their vantage point, you're not visible at all. You can just keep moving. Like somebody comes past that person, you could just start going the other way and just.
I like it.
You just like disappeared. Have you like disappeared from Shardy as well?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, so he's like, so now you're just there with Murky. Shardy.
You dumb mutt. Very well. Let's see what it is all about. And I just resolutely step up towards the people, the 3 pale-haired people.
They're not looking at you.
No.
They like kind of.
I figured.
Yeah. They kind of reach this area and they're kind of looking around. They look at each other and there's just this. You can just see changes of expression. Like there's an exchange going on, but they're not speaking.
Yeah, I just walk up to them and I'm I'm not anywhere as near as tall as they are, so I'm just probably looking up. Is there anything you handsome gentlemen are looking for?
They all look to you.
I'm sorry, you seem like you're not from around here. Perhaps Scandinavia or something like that.
We look for Moonseek.
You look for a sick moon? I'm trying to be.
They look to each other and frown. Moonseek. A human man.
Oh. I don't think I've ever heard the name before. No, wait, this is not yet. I'm looking at mislead, distract, or trick, but it's not there yet. And why are you looking for this gentleman? Who are you? Are you from Scandinavia?
We are from Scandinavia.
Which
Yes.
one? I'm I'm asking them which Scandinavian country they're from. I'm
Yeah.
actually trying to put a face to a name, of course, but
They seem kind of, they are struggling with an answer for that. They just like look at each other, and then it's like, Sweden. Sweden is a Scandinavian country.
So I rolled a 10 minus 1. That's a 9, so
What move are you?
trying to put a face to a name.
Roll wild, and you got a. What was the end result?
I rolled a 10 and I have a minus 1 on wild. So wait. 10 plus you've dealt with them before. On
On a hit, you know.
Ah, right.
Their
Okay.
reputation.
Yeah.
The GM will tell you what most know about them.
Right. Well, that.
I don't think you know their individual name.
Oh no.
But I think you can.
I'm hoping to get a feeling of like they're not from Scandinavia. Where are they from?
Oh yeah, that.
I rolled with wilds. Oh, also, if I roll with wilds, I get to mark that.
I'm trying to think what's an interesting, the obvious or throw a spanner. Shall I roll my coin flip? 1 and 2 they're going the obvious. They are Fey Inquisitors.
I'm like, yes, sweet.
They are. I think you've heard of them, Fey Inquisitors. I think you've heard the description of their lack of the color that most Fey have, but I think you can tell from the features and the face, there's that, just the height and the willingness. But the more, I think most Fey, color is.
I think I'll definitely.
Colors.
Yeah, I think I'll definitely say something along the lines of, yes, Sweden. How is it there? How is it down there this time of month? I mean, up there this time of year. Yeah, of course, up there. Yes.
They kind of look to each other. It's like, are you of the mundane world?
Yes. I mean, technically, I think this is really getting to the mislead, distract, or trick area.
And Moonseek, are you I mean, you extended your senses. I think you can keep track of this conversation.
Thank you. Yes, I'm
So
a fan of that.
I was hoping that I was specifically throwing in.
So I think you would be able to, along with your kind of taking definite hold of your kind of disappearing act, I think you would be keeping a close eye on this and being able to track this conversation and their movement. But you say you're trying to mislead and distract?
Yes. 7 plus 2. 9. On a hit, they are fools for at least a moment. From 7 to 9, pick 2. So I create an opportunity for Moonseek to make himself scarce.
Remember, you have Jesper.
Oh yes, but I'm specifically misleading them into thinking that I am just a normal person. So I'm not going to bring out a weird bag of tricks.
Okay.
I'm basically just distracting them and going like, oh yes, well, I don't know what you mean, but yes, I'll try to avoid further entanglement as well.
And the first option was
create an opportunity for Moonseek to get.
So do you draw because like this, draw their gaze away from like exit? Or...
Yeah, I'm basically going like I mean that's why I got in their face in the first place. But this now it was actually appropriate to make draw. Like I'm sort of getting I mean, of course I'm well, I wouldn't say that I'm mundane. I would say that everyone is special, of course, in their own way. And
there's this like they like look at you for an uncomfortable amount of time. This is giving Moonseek time to go in wherever he wants. He could clear out. He could.
Yeah, I was just wondering, like, do I need to get something for her to be able to? I think she has all the information.
In fact, I feel you've got they're completely focused on her and kind of trying to get a read on her at the moment. So you have.
I just want to trust that she's able to gather information on her own. So I'm not going to put myself at further risk. I am going to get the heck out of Dodge.
After a while, one of them.
Yeah, I'm excited, and I'm probably going like, well, and if you want to go to the Tower of London, you have to take this. I'm not sure which lines you have in London anymore, but you have to take the number 4 or the whatever, and just sort of yap their ears off.
Yeah, they like stare at you for a couple amount of time, look to each other, and then just about face without a word.
Oh, well, that's rude. And like as they're walking off, I'm pulling out my smartphone, and and before we go back to Jen, I will send one text message to Moonseek like, why are the Fey Inquisition off to you?
I believe Moonseek. Oh, that's right. But Moonseek has like a burner now, or
no, that goes to the phone that I left behind.
Public phone, so that text is going into the void, and I believe Moonseek told.
No,
but I just got a call from Moonseek, right?
No, I don't see how I called you.
No,
I called you from a red phone. Yeah.
I called you. Okay, yeah. Then that's definitely a message going to your. Yeah.
I think we have a momentary cutaway to a phone ringing
Yes.
Yeah,
A large
awkward.
in hand, kind of just. Is it a flip phone? Is it a smartphone? Is it a?
Oh yeah, it's a flip phone.
Yeah, just like flicking it open and just bringing it to this pale face and reading the lines and just flicking it closed.
It's terrible, but also awesome.
I'm vaguely interested in where both of you guys are going and if it involves getting to talk to Imogen. But then I'm going to go straight to Imogen. What do you think of that?
I think
Do you have? Where did you? Have you gone straight back to your club? To the Killing Jar?
No, I've probably gone back to my apartment.
Which is above?
No, actually.
Oh, it's not.
So I have some rooms in the Killing Jar that can function as an apartment, but I don't live there.
Okay.
I have a separate, secluded apartment.
Is this something that people know of? Do you
Absolutely
try and keep it
not.
secret? Yeah.
Yeah, I try to keep it separate from like my nightclub life.
Would Ravenlock know of this?
Not on purpose. Like, I would never tell her, but I suspect that it would be relatively simple for her to find out one way or another.
Can vampires go into somebody's home without an invitation?
Yeah.
What does your flat look like? Is this a house or a flat or?
It's a flat. I think that I've got like a story to myself in a multi-story apartment building kind of deal. So it's a bit of sweet. And it's nice. It's certainly in a nicer area of town than the Killing Jar is, even though the Killing Jar isn't in a fucking terrible area of town.
Except for that unpleasantness a while back.
That unpleasantness, which, frankly, I will get my finger on eventually. So it's relatively modern construction, so lots of open rooms. The living room, dining room, and kitchen are basically all the same space with one small dividing wall to ever so slightly block the kitchen off from the rest of it, but not entirely. And then, couple of bathrooms, couple of bedrooms. One of my bedrooms is an office right now. Big, broad balcony space, lot of velvet curtains.
From the balcony space, you hear a voice saying, "I hope you don't mind, but I help myself. Would you have blood on hand in your... Is this something you would have?"
Yeah.
Okay, then she has a wine glass full of blood and is leaning against the railing of the balcony.
The wine glass really makes you look like a poser, you know? I go to drop off the paperwork in my office.
When one is the real thing, one does not need to pose, she says, in a very thought out positioning from the leaning gate. I think there's pillars kind of supporting the balcony above.
Sure.
She's like leaning against that, kind of not really looking at you, but kind of more looking out of the city with her glass.
Well, do you have some kind of tiresome demand to go along with stealing from me, or what?
Can't. Well, I'm not going to say mother, but can't a sire come and check in on her progeny?
Congratulations, proud mother. I haven't died for you.
No need to be belligerent. So, how's that killing jar going? Turning a profit?
Of course.
Any interesting dealings recently?
Well, I did manage to make Brother Eric turn the shade of a beat, so I'm quite proud of myself there.
Well, not the hardest thing in the world, but somewhat amusing.
He plays at being good-natured, but he's really not very good at it.
No, he's beyond that happy bear exterior. He's a very angry man. She swirls the glass and this is really quite fine. I mean, if you can't take it straight from the source.
Yeah, I just spend a moment sort of fixating on her glass and irritation and go and fix myself some if she's left me any.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll just step away from the conversation in a small huff to do so, because damn, it's irritating.
quickly bringing. Sorry,
Oof, that was very close to the microphone.
sorry.
So, any thrilling news on your part? Acquisitions? Eager new children I should keep an eye out for?
There's a few younglings. I mean, it does get boring hunting alone. I mean, you could. I mean, I'm sure there's some willing, let's say victims, but people would love to spend time with us at your little club. We could spend some time together.
Raven, let me make this clear. The killing jar is my space and not at your disposal.
She walks up to him. I am 103 years old. I sired you. If I wish to feed at your club, there's nothing you can do to stop me. Now, we could be friends and be cordial. Or you can be a petulant child.
If you think me asserting my boundaries is petulant childishness, that's very convenient for you. You are welcome to be a guest. But my spaces are not at your service as a matter of course. You aren't entitled to it.
She kind of strokes out the wrinkles, or imagined wrinkles in her dress. I think she goes for the dark red evening gown. You know.
I'm still the little red dresses type. Raven, I appreciate that I'm not in the soil right now. I truly do. But I don't appreciate other people telling me what I need to do with my space and my time.
I think you're trying to persuade her to kind of back off. Though I do believe you've got some debts. I think there's some debts in place. I'm just saying, if that's something you...
Yeah, she owes a debt on me.
Is it just one?
Yeah.
Okay. And just to be clear, your the Vampire's Web, it's the VIP rooms of the club.
It's the VIP rooms of the club where that triggers.
Okay.
Unless also she comes to me for... Yeah, the Haven thing's actually a bonus for it. So when somebody comes to me to ask for a favor, look for advice, information, or threaten my interests, they enter my web and owe me a debt. So if you think she's doing any of those things, let me know.
I think yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's the I think you get this at least one time when you look at her, like kind of from away, turning away and then looking back at her, you see her eyes flick back to you. She was looking at that, you know, where did you put that box when you came in? Or, like, you put it on like just a kitchen counter type thing, or... But yeah, there was definitely
Anyhow, Raven, it's very amusing to me as a not terribly experienced business person to fully enter this world and see people and know that when they have blustering demands to make of me, it means that I have something that they want. Everyone expects me to be the little girl lamb who's scared of having things other people want. That's just not going to happen. So that's a 5. For persuade.
Yes.
If I cash in a debt that I have with them before rolling, I may add 3 to the roll. That's what I kept looking at debt moves and not seeing where that was.
Since you were looking for that, you can retroactively apply that.
I will do the thing.
So that knocks you into a 7 to 9.
Yep.
Yep. I give me that box over there, and I will pretend you are some little orphan vampire. Nothing to do with me or my interests.
Goodness, does that mean that you're in trouble lately?
Oh, this feels like a figure somewhere.
Sure, I'll roll that.
Yeah.
And she's in my faction, so I get an additional question even on a miss.
Let's roll with mind.
All right, so that is an 11.
So you get all the questions.
So I get all of the questions. I get
3.
3. And she's in my web.
Mm-hmm. And you gained a debt, but then you, from just entering
Right,
the web.
I gained it and I spent it, but
yeah, but you still have a debt as well.
I have a question that I can ask when I need to figure someone out. That was so. Let's see. Who's pulling Raven's strings?
The Excalibur Group.
Interesting.
I think word is kind of this offer / threat that's been going around. Some of the kind of movers and shakers in exotic items. I think being on the periphery of that would definitely get you. And I think you can put 2 and 2 together and
Make that sharp guess.
Mm-hmm.
And what does Raven worry might happen?
I think she likes to at least feel like she is top dog in her little corner of the world that she's carved out, and she feels that is slipping from her.
All right, and I'll wave her into my office. Say, come on, let's look at a little history together. I want to at least know what I'm missing.
Is this the box?
Mm-hmm. I'm implying that I'm going to give her the box, and my last question will be, what's her real hunger?
There is a rumor. I think the letters. She wants the correspondence. Nothing brought back. Well, nothing like of the texts from other lands. It's a bundle of letters, all written to the same person, or from the same person as well.
I will show a modicum of class and not needle her about it.
She reaches for, like, taking some of the things out of the box and setting them aside. And then for the letters.
I ignore it. I page through a journal and pretend not to see it.
You can see she's like opening up the letters and looking through. And like, I think you can see from, like, she like turns away from you as she kind of starts looking through these letters, and I think vampire eyesight would let you be able to read what she's reading quite easily. There's just initials signing these letters. It's obviously love letters from this deceased gentleman to somebody else. It's unclear. There's no names, but you can see she's scanning for clues of. It looks like she's trying to figure out who the person is.
I'll just paw through the journal and well, our little deceased officer certainly liked cataloging exactly how much he drank on his weekends.
Yes.
By my third cider, I was in a very good mood. Indeed.
I think she's fully fixated on what she's. Until she kind of suddenly stops on one letter, quickly folding it up.
I'll glance over my shoulder again. Try to vampire vision my way into another clue. Something fun.
I mean, she
Or in
folds up
fact, I will flick a photograph out of the journal and waft it at her when it looks like she's about to close the letter. And be like, which chap do you think our author is here? Or is he even in the photo? I
This
can't
feels like
remember.
a quick
Is 2 bars
trick.
important? Right. All right. That's another 11.
You could have nearly everything. It depends on if you want her to realize after the fact.
So I think I'd like to create the opportunity, expose the weakness or flaw, and avoid further entanglement. I don't get to necessarily see the letter for necessarily as much time as I'd like, but she doesn't notice me doing it.
Yeah. You kind of like, there's that, you get this moment to kind of take in the page that she was looking at as she kind of looks at photo and just like, it's could be any of them. And you see the name More Love in a verse of, I think, a play on words in a poem between lovers. Do you feel that's do you feel there should be more? Or do you feel that's a reasonable?
I can't 100%
do you feel like you should get a little bit more from that?
I can't remember who Morlove is, but
Morlove is the, I believe you would recognize the name, being she is one of the network of scholars and collectors, and so I believe, because of your dealings, you are.
yeah, I definitely.
So I would, you would know.
Yeah.
That name. It would be simple as like, you could get an address by just asking, like, oh, you know the people to ask at the very least.
Easily. Well, I'll turn away and return to the box and pull a couple of extra things out. Flip the photograph to its backside, because often, at least when taking and keeping physical photos was common, you'd often write who it was on the back. See if there's any notes there. Shrug when there aren't any. And go,
I think she pockets the, she's the kind of vampire who would do the pocketing the folded up letter between her cleavage. She does not carry a bag. She never does that. If she needs a phone, she would have a ghoul carrying the phone for her.
Other people get to carry bags.
Mm.
That's what they're for. Okay. Sweep my arm across. Let's see here.
This
letter of recommendation.
I have what I need.
Release papers.
It saddens me, but if you truly do not want me in your life, And she sets the glass down. Imogen?
Raven.
I wish you good hunting. And then trying to kind of regain some of her posture, she just
Have a
nods
good evening.
and leaves.
Goodness. Like, after the door shuts. One of these days, some of these hoary old crooks will realize who I am.
10 minutes to go to 10. Oh, depending on time zones. Do we want to squeeze in a scene? We could have a. Does anyone have a feeling of what they?
I'm okay to end here so we can do feedback. I've got
Yeah.
a little bit of stuff I need to jump to anyway, so it should be good for
Okay.
me.
I might have liked a scene with Moonseek, but that can.
I mean, Boonseek is definitely going to head your way now that the whole thing is done. With Shadi to look for a place to stay.
Yeah.
Do it.
Okay,
We
I
can
think it would be amusing
definitely-
if I showed up not long after your sire came asking for stuff, because I'll be coming
Yeah.
asking for stuff.
Yeah, you probably know where I live.
I think so. Like, I'm a courier for you from time to
I
time.
would like to
I know
think-
this club. Do you think I know where you live too? Or, well, I'm sorry. Where your abode, because you don't live.
That's a little pedantic, but all right.
Pot calling kettle.
Right.
Yep.
I mean,
Right?
bro code.
You would know, wouldn't you?
I'm good with that.
Okay.
If I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you know. Because you do career work for me. You're also one of the people who make sure that I get fed.
Yeah, I could see that. Like, maybe there was one of those where you sent me a text late at night, like, really need some blood. And I'm like, okay, where are you? Okay.
Yep.
I took care
Like,
of it.
help.
I think as you arrive, you see a statuesque woman in dark red evening gown step into I think a kind of a limo, and slightly grayed skinned chauffeur closing the door and getting in.
Oh man, I've got to put a face to the name. That's it. I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I've marked this, but I don't think I know who she is, and I want to know. So we're gonna do that.
Roll with knights.
Got a 10.
Nice.
Oh,
Hooray. She owes me a debt.
oh, what did you do for her?
I think I took care of some people I took care of some hunters who were bothering her. She has people do things. So
When you say took care of permanently,
scared
away.
I think it's like, I think it's like send them on the track of someone else. I think it's like a brother sister team. Unless you've got hunters that you already have to find. I think it would be fun if it were like a brother sister team.
Yeah.
The Remingtons.
Nice. Nice.
Thanks. I'm clever that way. Or something. So, yeah. But I'll let that pass. I know that it's her sire. Now that I made the roll, and then I'll head in.
Yeah.
I'll knock. I don't show up. Smart.
You do the standard
I do the polite
buzz in
thing,
or knock on the door or
buzz and knock and wait to be allowed into a home.
Yep, I feel like this flat is nice and sophisticated enough that like the buzzer has a camera sort of comm system.
Oh yeah, totally.
And I'm like,
by that.
Oh, I'll ring you up. It's unlocked.
Oh, thank you.
Yep. And a few minutes later,
I remove my shoes once I get up, into the area itself. I saw your sire outside. Oh, thank you. I saw your sire outside. Is everything all right?
Things are fine, I suppose. She put on some kind of show about wanting to have time to spend with me, but really she was out to steal from me, as usual.
I'm sorry. That has to be stressful.
It's irritating, but that's life, isn't it?
No, life isn't irritating. It can be good. Or there can be misfortune. Do you have any treats, perhaps, for Murky?
And I'd like smile a little bit and wander over to the fridge. Or in fact, yeah, it's in the fridge.
Do you have food?
Yeah.
What kind of food do you have in there? Murky follows you to the fridge. Murky follows you to the fridge and like looks in.
I specifically have the sort of food in like the exact amount that is necessary to fool somebody who doesn't know anything about anything else. But it's also like sparse. It's sad bachelorette amounts of food. So there's a 2-liter of soda in there and a couple of takeout boxes that I rotate out occasionally. Definitely not often enough. Condiments that I don't have to rotate out very often. Yes.
This brings me to the
kind
demon.
Of huh?
This brings me something. Moonseek, Murky, you say he inhabits a dog.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a physical dog body? Possessed?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's like a dog.
Spirits of something.
I think that's the way I imagine it. He tries to find dog treats. He treats it like a dog. So
yeah, okay.
And specifically, what I'm going in here for Murky is I have like some fresh prosciutto.
God, this dog loves you.
That is acceptable.
So I pass along a couple of slices for Murky to nap away from my fingers.
He starts taking them up one by one, quite deliberately.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't just chow down like a dog. It's a very precise.
It's very thoughtful. He's going to make it last kind of thing rather than.
Yeah.
What's swimming?
Yes, it takes one in and is chewing it and listening to the conversation. I like this. This is good.
I give Murky a couple of scratches between the ears and move back to conversational space with Moonseek.
I wish that I was coming with better news, but I need your help.
Oh, what's going on?
Some Fey Inquisitors are after me. Me because I exist, I think, primarily, and they've driven me from my home. I have nowhere to stay. I know that there are some places within the club. I would ask if perhaps we could work out an arrangement where I could stay there. I'm hesitant because I know that that would potentially bring danger to your doorstep. I understand if you say no, and if you wish to point me somewhere else, I understand.
You can stay there at the club. You can stay here if you'd like.
Here? This... I would like to stay here.
All right. Well, I've got a couch, so be my guest.
Murky carefully picks up the rest of the prosciutto and strips off to the couch.
I'm sure that Murky and I will negotiate arrangements with vis-a-vis the couch. Thank you for your generosity, Imogen. I will not forget it.
Of course. Now, would you have any theories as to how the Excalibur group might have its hooks into Raven? And I bring a sheaf of papers and things along with me, along with the packet of blood that I've got carefully pinched shut. So I wander into the living room to just sort of lounge and read and sip.
Huh. I was unaware that Raven was under threat from them. Wonder, is it... I will go and find out.
All right, but be careful. This hunt thing is a problem.
It is.
If I had more connections with those sorts of people, I would pull a few strings for you, but I don't, so I can't.
It's quite all right. I spoke with Shadi. She helped me at least understand what they are, and that's very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, so we'll have to continue to avoid them. They're quite good at hunting. But I have Murky with me, and he helps me get a bit of warning. Still, I have to earn my keep, and so finding out why Raven is under threat from Excalibur is a fair trade.
Do you remember Rexa? Did you two ever meet?
And this is where Rich looks at the people and places to remember Rexa.
She was a go-go dancer at the nightclub and is now a ghost.
Oh. You've mentioned her to me a few times. I feel as if I may have seen her pass by, but I don't really know her. Why?
I got stabbed at the club a few weeks ago. Passed away, and now she's back.
Oh.
And the more see-through spectral bright of being back.
I assume it has its advantages. I've only been this. Do you need me to talk to her?
Just keep an eye out.
Is she causing problems for any of your patrons?
Not that I've noticed yet.
Okay. I have a unique perspective I can share with her. I'll see if I can find her.
Good. Eyes front. I'm going to go and study and see if there's anything interesting in my find today that wasn't stolen from me. All right.
I would like to hear just quickly where Shardy went after.
I think Shadi is going home
Well,
to take a look at that comb that she got.
I think after. Did you go through? Did you take the tube?
Yep.
Take the tube. I think after some minor delays,
Of course.
you managed to kind of get to your street, and you coming towards your house, apartment, or flat. I forgot.
According to the character sheet, it's an expensive flat.
Expensive flat, yes. And you feel Jesper gain a bit of weight.
That's never good. Like
Mm.
that's one of those times where blood, and then slowly like reach in.
You pull out an ornate cross. As you get a sense of movement to the side and in the buildings above. More of a shadow moving.
Mm.
And we'll end there. Yeah, Rose and Thorns if we have time.
And end of session move.
Yep.
And then a session move.
Whatever we want to do first, but
Should we quickly get the end of session move out of the way?
I think so.
Yeah. I keep forgetting. I remember the session start one, but I never remember that session end move. If you've learned something meaningful about a faction, increase your score in that faction by 1, and decrease your score in a different faction by 1. And then say how your relationships in that to those communities have changed.
So I think I learned something interesting about power and have admitted that wild is a total mystery to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to have a 1 in power and a -1 in wild.
Cool.
I feel as if learning about Imogen's sire and their relationship, the newly formed ghost, that I've learned more about Night, and I'm also hunting down the one vampire that I've mentioned that we should probably detail. And I feel like I have less sway with Wild because the Fae are after me, so I'm going to increase Night and decrease Wild.
Yeah. So you feel a bit, not welcome by that faction.
You.
Yeah.
I mean, I've learned a little bit about Wild that they're after Moonseek for some reason, but I don't know yet why. So I don't feel like I've learned much there.
It's if you don't feel like you have.
I think I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
I think I'm not there yet. I'm getting close.
That is a perfectly acceptable answer.
And if we did anyone,
we can go through. We can just add any debts you feel you've gained, or
I definitely feel like I owe both Imogen and Shadi new debts.
I think that's fair.
Of course you do.
No, I mean they both came through for me, so.
I mean with the Lady Morlove, I feel like there's not a new debt set up because you used a debt to gain the thing. I don't know if there's a change in debts with Ravenlock.
I mean, I got a debt. I cashed that debt in.
Yeah.
So there's.
I don't feel like that triggers another debt.
Zero.
The other way, yeah, that's just setting it back. But...
Though, I mean, there's an implied. I think it's fair to say that there's an implied debt to her. Like, I have a debt to her to not do anything with the book that she gave me.
I think that's just maybe, yeah. I mean, it's choosing if a debt is owed is on the player.
I think it's fair to say that I owe a debt to her.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a bit difficult. Like, I owe that to her. Definitely don't want to owe that to her if I do say anything about that book.
I mean, yeah.
Maybe until then, but I need to sort of. I'll note it down as a not yet, but.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, this is something we can just, if you suddenly think of one that you feel is worth a debt, or you feel you owe, you just add it in.
Yep.
The rules specifically say it's if the player thinks it's a debt, it's a debt.
Yeah, but I need to note this down because I'll forget about the book.
Yep.
Well, since you're writing something down, I will go to the next person on my little row of screens, which is Jen. For Roses and Thorns.
All right. We'll start.
We'll go Thorns.
With Thorns. I think we're still early times and sort of feeling out what the landscape of this game is, like socially. So I think that continuing to build on Session 1 character creation is definitely a must. I had a really hard time keeping track of what rumors are in play, so I made a rumors board in our character keeper.
Oh, good idea.
So if anybody remembers anything that they thought was interesting that was happening with a particular faction, feel free to fill that in.
That's really good. Early Rose. Good work.
Yes.
Doing my best. And of course, they're just rumors, so they don't have to be reliable, but they have to be stuff that's on our minds and that we've heard about.
Yeah.
So there's that. Let's see, any other thorns? Man, I haven't been in a scene with Shoddy yet. We don't trust each other, but we never speak.
I know, right?
I know.
Yeah.
Goodness.
I definitely want to figure out the exact details of the fix that Shardy gets from you.
Yep. Special herbs for her bag so that it doesn't get bag indigestion.
We'll have to get some rumbling of the bag.
Yep. Nice. See anything else specifically? I think that runs me out.
Rich.
Well, this is a weird thorn, but bit of a late start. So wasn't a full game session per se. Can be helped, and I'm glad that we all communicated ahead of time. So again, it's like a feeble thorn. It's one of those I didn't get on my time. I think spotlight management there's a little bit of spotlight like I felt. I didn't get as much this time around. So, but I also wonder if maybe I'm just being boring. So I'll give that a think and see if I can do better.
I mean, I will, since I'm actually on the little row of screens and I'm at the end, I will quickly put in my own thorn before I go back to Jan. I feel like I did actually have an idea that would have really pushed your some of the trauma that your character must have, and I did not push that. I was kind of thinking of using it as a miss, but I could have. It's good. It wasn't like it was something I think I could have brought out and would have definitely been quite interesting, and I did not, and I should have, because I think it would have let you explore your character's darker side quite well. But
okay, I'll look forward to that when we throw it in.
It will happen.
Cool, thank you.
And yeah,
I actually wrote down my Roses and Thorns this time, so I can. My primary thorn was that I haven't had a chance to meet Imogen yet, and I also noticed that because of that, when Imogen was having her scenes, it was sort of difficult for me to, like, I was sort of trailing off because I was like, I don't know much about her yet, and not involved in this yet, so I noticed that I was, and that's a self war mostly, like me going like, I don't know what this is about. Oh yeah.
I'll just add to the thorns. I think, yeah, I could have pushed. I think I could have pushed time frames of things quicker. Maybe it's because we started a bit later, but I think I could have, hit some more scenes if I.
Urban Shadows is hard to.
Yeah.
Keep tight.
Jen. Roses.
Roses. Let's see. I liked that I got the opportunity to give Murky some treats. Not just because I personally like dogs, but because I think that it's particularly in character for Imogen to be like, oh, I know what you crave.
You give Murky his fix.
I give Murky his fix, so that was nice. Yeah, it was fun to have a scene with Moonseek, even if it was small and, not terribly dramatic. But shows, I think, that Imogen is actually easygoing with at least some people.
If you're not being a dick.
Yeah. No, people. Yeah, exactly. If you don't roll on me, then I don't roll back. It's fascinating. I think that we have an interesting cast of characters, and we have a few stakes building up. So I look forward to seeing how things shift and develop.
Rich.
I really enjoyed Imogen. Jen, big kudos to you. I find the character fascinating. The argument or discussion between her and her sire was super good. I really I started with D&D and played, but I really felt like I grew as a role player when I entered the White Wolf world, and I eat that whole vampire, child, and sire stuff up. It's my catnip, and that tripped all my triggers. So I was super loved that scene. Probably favorite scene of the session. I really enjoy seeing Shadi kind of play normal, like, oh my, I'm just a regular person. I'm just making chit chat, and I'm going to drive you insane, and you'll walk away from me. That was fun. That was a clever tact I didn't see coming, and I really enjoyed that. Alex, I like the NPCs that you're throwing out. They seem distinct and interesting, and that's really all I ask for. So they're good. It's one of the problems with Urban Shadows is that it can be a sprawl of NPCs, and I appreciate that we have the rumor board. So also circling back, Jen, thank you for that. That is a godsend as a thing I'm going to be putting in all Urban Shadows games that I play for the end of time, because it's just such a great idea.
Yeah, I'm adding that to my unfilled Urban Shadows character sheet thing.
It's really cool. So yeah, all in all, good stuff. I'm looking forward to where this is going.
Same. I'd like to second Rich rosing on Jan's performance as you're tourists, right? Well, here, if you're going to these tourist locations, you'll need to take the tube at this time and this time, and you take the one to the A, and that was amusing. Very delightful.
I'll go last on Rosa. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, my primary rose was for Rich, who did a lot of effort for tying the characters together. The first thing to that came out of his mouth was basically like, I am going to go to see Shari, and then as soon as Moonseek was with her, it was like, yeah, I'm staying with Imogen, and that's already giving me a reason as well, like to now, like I if I want to get in touch with Shadi, with Moonseek, I need to get in touch with Imogen, so that's giving me an in to get in touch with Jen's character next time. So that's awesome.
Thank you. I'm jumping in to just say, like, I've found in previous play of Urban Shadows that sometimes it becomes like 4 solo games or 3 or 4 solo games. So that was my personal quest. I'm glad that it didn't piss you off, because I'm like, nope, I'm going to go see.
Awesome.
Nope, it works well. Thank you for keeping us from getting all siloed.
I definitely, again, I mean, it's already been said, but Jen, thank you for making that rumors board, because yeah, that's so easy to forget, and I'm still trying to find a better way to keep track of my that's because, like, I initially wrote them all out, and then it was taking so much space, and then I took out all the extra information, but now it's like, wait, now I have
Maybe
I have Moonseek 3. That doesn't mean anything to me. Why did I have that? So I'm still going to have to add more to that again.
Yeah. Do we need a get page?
Well, I think I'll just I'll add an infinity more lines to that. I can keep track of it there. It's just and a surprise thing that I really enjoyed was that when I'd sort of forgotten about the fact that Moonseek had lost his phone, and then I was like, I'm sending a text, and like sending that text immediately got me, like, I'd completely forgotten about it, but because of sending that text, I got completely, like, that's like, oh, you're now in the Fae plot. Like,
yeah,
awesome.
I thought that was
no, it was not on purpose.
Okay.
It was totally accidental, and then it was like, oh no, this is awesome. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, because I mean, yeah, it took me a second to like, oh yeah, oh, I like that. Yeah.
An accidental rose. Like, oh fuck, that was an amazing little coincidence where it was like, I hadn't thought about it, but that's gonna pay off.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Rich doing the grunt work of tying everyone together, and yeah, I really enjoyed having the little not everyone being antagonistic in your network of I enjoyed the little peers meeting, I felt like it was a little bit of history I enjoyed with more love. I definitely enjoyed getting put in my place and flustered by Imogen.
She just does not put up with getting nagged.
And I quite like that a lot of these. I like how all the new rumors that we did are now. They all seem feeding into a overlapping plot. There seems to be a lot of overlap between multiple rumors. If they're not going the same way, they're running past each other, and everyone's done a good job of.
It builds up over time a lot of impressions, and just having them in one place makes us start thinking of connections.
It feels less like we're spreading out, sprawling, but more like adding more depth to what we've got. So, yeah, that's my roses.
Nice. Well, thank you for running another one.
Yeah.
I'm also finally getting to add people to my web, which feels good.
To add a edit/addition to our first session, which is what was he called? Gabe Walters. Oh, you totally got him up into the private rooms with. I don't know if you set him up with someone or he managed to. I mean, he was a handsome man, just a douchebag, but it was a handsome douchebag. So
I've taken a debt on him. He's in my web.
Yeah, he's
we can fill in the details on any favors that I did for him in the VIP room later if they come up.
Hooked him up with a fix of some kind.
Something.
Yeah. There's all manner of delights that you can.
Also, now that I have people in my web, at the start of a session, I can choose somebody who is in my web and learn a secret about them that they'd rather keep buried.
Yes.
So I need to just call that out so that hopefully next session we remember it, or one of us remembers it.
I will add that to the notes of my notes. Cool. And I also, before next session, I want to know who this vampire is that has been buying, funding the kill tube.
Is that homework or is that something you'll come up with?
I think this is homework for Moonseek.
Okay, cool.
It feels like we could retcon if you want to add a stern frown when you saw Ravenlock. If you want to be Ravenlock, or it could be a new character. I think we've been very good at using the characters we've got, so we're allowed to add an additional one as a reward. Use 3 NPCs from characters we have, you get to add one. It's like a little Starbucks tick off. We're now, I think, half past our kind of end time. So I don't know if Rich, you are in control of the horizontal and vertical.
I am. You want me to go ahead and end it? Thank you so much, guys, and we'll see you in a week.